again with you all on Wednesday afternoon with Kristy Cronin from Swinburne University. Hi, Kristy, how are you?
Hi, Aayushi, how are you? Thank you for inviting me to join this session today.
I'm very well, thank you so much. And it's a beautiful weather outside, isn't it, today? It's a beautiful day.
Yes, we don't have this many days in Melbourne.
That's true. Looks like we're getting into spring soon.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So for those people who are in the live session right now, feel free to ask whatever questions you may have in the chat box, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. We have Swinburne University, one of the very esteemed Melbourne University, dedicated to fostering the innovation and academic excellence for all international students. Their mainly learner-focused approach prepares a student for really a dynamic future, mainly emphasizing their thinking and adaptability being in Australia. Their diverse range of cutting-edge programs that they are mainly tailor-made to the industrial needs, and they also help establishing a connect between industry and international students. So hope I've done justification to Swinburne's introduction, Kristy.
You're basically giving like an excellent summary of your profile.
Yeah, I've literally tried to cut down in like 4 lines.
Excellent, yes. Hi, everyone. So this is Kristy. I'm Regional Manager for International Onshore Recruitment at Swinburne. So I'm here today to give you all the information about the course in terms of course popularity and the entry requirements. If you have any question around Swinburne welfare services and support, especially for international students, that's very, very important. Feel free to drop in any questions that you have in here. I'll give you as much information as I could. And of course, Aayushi is here, one of excellence agency in Melbourne, will give you all the information that you needed and support to land your offer letter and enrollments into Swinburne smoothly.
Thank you so much, Kristy. That was really very generous and I appreciate it. Okay, now, Kristy, what are we going to do is we'll keep today's format as a question and answer format. So I'll be asking you more sort of a general question that we always get from international students. And, you know, there's always certain things about universities that people are not aware of, and we really want to bring that out to all the international students here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly ask you questions, and if you can just answer those questions for me, that will be great. So firstly, tell me something about Swinburne, how Swinburne University is different from other universities in Melbourne.
Oh, great. That's a very good question. So Swinburne University of Technology is a dual sector provider. So dual sector means that we have TAFE courses. We deliver TAFE courses from certificate level to diploma that leading them into a high education degrees, and in most cases will be a bachelor degree. So we offer both sides, so TAFE courses and higher education bachelor degree, postgrad and research qualifications. Now, what set Swinburne University different from other providers or university in Melbourne? There are many different, many positive factors that I can highlight, but one of the most the main highlight reason that I like to share with our international students is that Swinburne University at Swinburne, your education is more than just reading. Yeah, it's doing. And we are very proud that all of our bachelor degree students are given the opportunity or provide a guarantee of integrated learning embedded into their degrees. So what it means is that every bachelor students will be given a project-based learning subjects or internship or even work-based placement. What it means is that some students will be, even international students, have the opportunity to go and work for 12 months, pay internship in the profession that they are studying in their bachelor degree, and which is an excellent opportunity most international students are actually aiming for. And I can go a bit more into it if later on, if any students are interested in those programs. Yeah,
this is so good. So when you said it is available for all the programs, is it like all programs at Swinburne University?
Correct. So all of our bachelor degrees at Swinburne University, international students are giving opportunities to do work integrated learning. It's shortened for WIL. So some of the degrees, depending on student interest, some students prefer to go in industry-based learning subjects. What it means is that they can study a unit that actually, that subject involves working on a project, a real project with a provider which is the government or a private company in the industry that they are actually studying in. And that those projects is actually base project, like real live problem project that they're solving a problem with their lecturer or their academic supervisor. Or another group of students more interested in the internship, meaning that they go and work 2 or 3 months in a job in a related field while they're studying. And the other group of students might want to designate one of their year in university life to go and work and earn money while they're holding a student visa and while they're learning or as a university students, so they can go and work for 1 year and then come back and keep continuing with their study in their final years.
Wow. This is so good. And this is, I think a lot of international students are aware about this, but this is one of the biggest USPs with Swinburne, because this is something that people are looking for, which they don't get into a lot of other providers as well. But yeah, this is so good. So people, especially all those international students who are looking forward to study at Swinburne, please highlight these things, that this is something that you really have to consider, that they are very good in industrial-based placements. Now, again, which brings me back to my question, which is how does university help in placement for the students, which partially you've already answered, but if you can just give me some more insights on, how these internships work with students, or like, if you can just mention some industry partnership?
Yeah, so again, so the way it works is depending on which the student's preference. So some students, they have it depending on the field that they study. For instance, if they're doing teaching programs, so most teaching students are guaranteed placement by the university, and once they're attaining placement, they usually already get the job and get paid on the job. So internship is not as important or as the source of must-have supported from a university. But other students, like for instance, law students, business students, and IT engineering students, they want to have that designated support in terms of finding a placement or finding the real project learning that they actually work on, so they can claim that that's their portfolio and their solution, so they can project it on their resume. So at Swinburne, they have 3 categories, and we have a professional team who support the student and guide the student accordingly to what they need or what they prefer to choose. So most students who want to go for that 12 months paid internship, which is one of the very popular degrees that we have here, is a professional degree. So we have business, IT, arts, communication, media, law degree, health science degree with professional year. So the professional year usually occur in the 3rd year of their degrees, and in that 3rd year, after the first 2 years, they will be guided by professional group of people at Swinburne just to help them to navigate them and conducting the mock interview, how to construct the resume, how to present themselves to maximize the chance of them getting the paid job that they prefer as a top preference. So all of this is embedded, and the services is embedded into the program if they choose professional year paid internship for 12 months during their degree. And there are some companies that we have actually quite a strong industry partners group that partnership with us for many, many years, like such as NAB, Nissan, Cisco, NASA even. So we have some very bright group of students. Wow. They're doing extremely well in different area, and some of our students actually get internship with NASA or project-based learning with NASA.
Wow. When you said NASA, my ear just popped. I was like, NASA, okay.
Absolutely. So we have some excellent, and I'm going to go into a bit more scholarship if the students are interested in. So we are actually setting up some scholarships that's we try to attracting a very high academic group of performers to Swinburne.
No, that's so good to hear. And that's excellent, because not a lot of people are aware of this. Now, just to simplify in a couple of simple words for those students. So let's say Swinburne does have certain programs which are specialized with professional degrees. So let's say, for example, Bachelor's of Engineering Professional, where they study for 2 years, or if it's a 3-year degree program. And the 3rd year will be entire industrial placement based year, correct?
Yep.
So they'll be given a lot of information, and they'll be giving industrial placements right from when you haven't even completed your degree. So this is again one of the very good feature and very good programs that you guys have.
Amazing.
Amazing, yes.
Especially for international students who really like a professional job in the field while you are doing a degree is extremely important. When you finish a degree, you have 2 or 3
Yeah.
Number one, a piece of paper saying that you're qualified, you've been well educated. But number two is that you already get on your belt some experience in the professional field, which is incredibly for international students to have.
Yeah, and you don't have to complete your degree and wait for the job to come and, to find out or something. Yeah, that's so good. Now, one question that we always get asked in terms of admissions and universities is, are they ranked nationally? So how is Swinburne in terms of ranking internationally and nationally amongst other universities?
Yeah. So Swinburne University is basically our university is internationally recognized. So our students are well regarded around the world, okay? And in the short snap summary, Swinburne University of Technology is ranked on the top 1% globally. So some of our qualifications and some of our specialization in IT engineering and design art are actually really, really well known and recognized by the international industrials. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, when you're studying at Swinburne, you are studying at one of the top-notch universities while you're in Melbourne. Now, just going a bit further here. So if you can just enlist me some benefits or give me a tour on the location. I personally know I've been to Swinburne, so I know. But if you can just give like a little tour on where the campuses are, what are the locations, and how to reach everything.
Absolutely. So Swinburne University, we're located in the eastern suburb, which is about 6 km away from this Melbourne CBD. So for whoever haven't been to Melbourne, or if you haven't really based in the east, so we are about 4 stations away from the CBD Melbourne City location. And Swinburne technically have 3 main campuses. Most of our international students will be based at Hawthorn campus, which is, like I said, 6 km away from the city for train stop, and it's surrounded by very friendly and safe environment. Actually, Hawthorn has some of the most expensive properties in Melbourne. So the surrounding is very friendly and safe environment. So international students should feel very, very safe when they're studying at Swinburne Hawthorn campus. At the campus is surrounded by so many different cafes and restaurants. They're very diversified in terms of cuisine offerings. So our international students should be able to feel home when they study at Swinburne Hawthorn campus. And we are very privileged to have support from a community that's most of the students. Actually, Swinburne students get free access to swimming facility from the YMCA, which is a Hawthorn kind of council sports center, and also most of the students will enjoy the free cinema on the Friday night.
Wow.
Swinburne students, which is like a plus.
Okay, so that's good. So I know it's literally right at the station. So there's like half of Hawthorn pretty much covered by Swinburne.
Absolutely. So we usually make a joke that Swinburne has actually got have our own station, because the station stops right in the middle of the city, of the Swinburne Hawthorn campus. So students get off the train and they walk out. They're literally already in the middle of the campus. So.
Yes, I was going to say, when you walk out of the station, it's like you're literally in the campus already.
That's right.
Yeah. Apart from Hawthorn campuses, Kristy, do we have other?
Yeah, we do have Croydon and Watina campuses, and those campuses are featured, and also Paran campuses. But most of our international students what the course that they've been offering, they're usually based in the Hawthorn campus, because this is one of the closest one campus to the city, and knowing most of our international students might like to be based quite centralized area.
Yeah, perfect. So they still have other campuses in Melbourne, but obviously Hawthorn being a prime campus for Swinburne University. Now, while you were talking about campus, I'm just going to ask you about some campus facilities that Swinburne has, mainly to support international students, for example, libraries and health services. What are the programs that they have?
Yeah. So at Swinburne Hawthorn campus, we have the Student Services HQ located right at the library. So what it means is that it's combined all the services center and teams together in one location to provide excellent and one-stop shop for for international students, especially when you first arrive onto the campus, you don't have to navigate around different areas and different locations to get the support. So we have the Student Services HQ located in the middle of the campus to provide various support, like housing support, especially for international students. They will give you advice and support, navigate you, and show you how things being process around Melburnians, kind of process for housing sourcing. And libraries is also located at the same as the Student Services Centre. We are actually quite lucky. One of the university, we have built-in health services. So we have the general practitioner, which is GP in Australia, basically general doctors. So any health issues or concern, you can go and see the GP, and they have an office located in the middle of the Swinburne Hawthorn campus. So we make sure that our international students or students overall can be supported and cared for effectively. We also have many different clubs, especially for international students, because we value our international students need a lot of support and a lot of additional connections, opportunities, so that they feel like home and feel connected. So we have some 17 different sport clubs and 17 cultural clubs that range between Vietnamese and Malaysian group and Japanese group to Bangladeshi and Arabic. So different groups to create some sort of family for our international students to feel connected to, and even academic groups, so that they will get supported, not just mentally and feel the sense of belonging, but also academic confidence, supporting each other to do well when they study at Swinburne.
Yeah, no, this is so good to hear, because obviously international student doesn't feel lost when they are here, because obviously for them being homely, being culturally accepted is very, very important. Now that we are talking about these, let me talk about some popular courses. So what are the popular courses Swinburne offers? If you can just give me a major programs that are offered.
Yeah. So like I said, because our bachelor degree students are guaranteed to get work integrated learning programs, so they will get in touch very closely with industry experience. So our undergraduate degrees, especially the professional degrees with the built-in 12 months paid internship, they are very, very popular. There are about 8 different professional degrees that we offer at Swinburne for undergraduate students. So if you ask me a popular one, I think most of them, IT, engineering, business, and innovations, media communication, are quite common. Are quite a common course group choices for international students, but the professional year or undergraduate degrees offered by Swinburne are one of the most popular amongst international students choices. We also offering some very popular programs amongst international students due to the demand of job opportunity in Australia. That's actually increasingly uprising amongst workforce in Australia. So such as teaching and nursing programs that we are offering for a long time now, but the graduate diploma of early childhood are the new launch qualifications that's only go for 1 year, and the entry requirements are quite commonly met by international students. That degree of 1 year is actually quite popular amongst our international students' choices nowadays.
Yeah, correct. I was actually going to ask about that particular course, which is in my upcoming questions. But when you talk about certain courses, such as you said, engineering and IT and all, what will be the upcoming intakes for them?
Yeah, so the upcoming intake for us is October intake. So we have 7 courses that range between IT and engineering, undergraduate and postgrad offer in October this year. So these 7 courses offering this October is for students. It's based on the demand at the moment on the market, and most international students will go into those qualifications for about this time of the year. And also the graduate diploma of early childhood, 1 year duration, and it has the scholarship up to 30% awarded to students who met the criteria. So international students, when they submit an application in, They don't have to provide any extra justification or letter of application for scholarship. Every student will be assessed for the qualified scholarship automatically.
Awesome. Awesome, because this is one question that they always ask, that they don't have to make a separate application and it just integrated as part of application.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's great. Now, can you talk about some major entry requirements? So let's say when they talk about academic qualifications or language proficiency for international students, or what are the main documents that they would require for the admission purpose?
Yeah. So international students, usually they have to meet the basic entry requirement, which is the academic entry requirement. And as an international student, they have to meet the English requirement, which is IELTS or PTE accepted. But beside those two, there are some variety of additional requirements for vaccination, let's say, or working with children check for students who are doing nursing and teaching qualifications, which is very, very important for students to be aware of, that they need to be prepared, or even some students who want to do nursing, they need to do PT or IELTS in advance so that they make sure that they can meet the English requirement for the February intake, which is one of the intake that students must need to, well, usually have to get into for nursing program, because they usually have one intake per year only. But having said that, the educational system in Australia is quite flexible, and that's a beauty part of education in Australia. If you don't meet the entry requirement, direct entry requirement, there are other pathway programs or Unilink or Swinburne College programs that we're preparing students so that they, once they complete a qualification, as a stepping stone for them to go into a direct into a bachelor of the second year or the first year, second semester, whatsoever. We always have the pathway programs to assist and support our international students to meet the entry requirement of their main preference course.
Yeah, no, this is so good. Good to hear certain things, you know, obviously when being in the industry, obviously we are aware, we try to give as much information as we can to international students, but there are still a lot of information that usually it's only a university who can give these information. So this is actually good to hear. Can you talk about scholarships? Now, I know you already said about graduate diploma has got up to 30% of the scholarship, which is automatic. Yes, but when it comes to other courses, like what will be the scholarships for them?
So the scholarships we giving out, or we award students, international students at Swinburne University, is around the academic performance ranking. So we providing scholarship, or we offer scholarship from 15 to 30% scholarship, and depending on the student's performance, we award them according to how well they did in their previous qualification. For instance, undergraduate degree or postgraduate degree, let it make it simple for international student. If you do a bachelor or master degree and your previous qualification around 60% average mark, you get 15% scholarship. And if you do better than 60 but under 80%, then you might get 20% scholarship. And if you do 80% average mark from their previous qualification, they can get up to 30% scholarship for their course duration. So it's actually very attractive in terms of we try to attract a high performer, but also we want to award students who are doing quite well in their previous qualification to give them incentive to incentivize their better academic performance with Swinburne. We also giving out, we also offer 10 weeks 𝐿𝐴 scholarship for students, especially who need additional English proficiency studies, or 10 weeks of English in order to meet their course requirement that they want to go into bachelor or master, or whichever course they chose. We give the 10 weeks 𝐿𝐴 scholarship in the way that once they pass the 10 weeks, we'll refund the 10 weeks 𝐿𝐴 to them. Now there's their first, second, and third semester at Swinburne. So those fees that they pay 𝐿𝐴 will be fully refunded to them. We're also having a Swinburne scholarship that's for a list of IT and engineering programs. To make sure our engineering IT students are being offered and awarded 30% scholarship when they get into the course and continue doing well to grow until they graduated from the program. So we have a different scholarship scheme to incentivize students to do better, and the one doing really well will get a very high scholarship award.
That's great to hear. So it starts from 15%, goes up to 30%. Again, the scholarships are automatically assessed, so they really don't have to make any extra application for the same. So just one thing, is the scholarship across the whole course or is it just semester wise?
So this scholarship is going by year. So it's for 2023, this whole scholarship will be applied to any students commence the course in 2023. But given that we only have one intake left, you're not wrong saying that this is off of October intake, because this is one of the last intake of 2023. 2024, we're working on the scholarships finalizations, I think in the third quarter, and it should be in a similar incentivization to ensure students do well and do better.
Awesome. So even there are good chances that they'll be getting scholarships for 2024.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I know you spoke about graduate diploma of early childhood education. Now, if you can just give a bit more insight, because I know that is a new program introduced at Swinburne University. That is, again, one of the very, very popular programs. And we get a lot of inquiries from international students to get enrolled themselves. So two types of students is what we get. Basically, those students who are looking forward to get enrolled themselves for this course. And second one are those who are on temporary residency visa, which is a 485 post-study work visa. They are looking forward to enroll for this course. So can both of them enroll and study this course, and what will be the requirements for them?
Okay, so thank you for the question. So I admit this graduate diploma of early childhood teaching is one of the high uprising and it's getting very popular for especially the onshore students' interest. And in July, we are completely full internal quota. So yes, it is a good program, and it fits in the market niche in terms of a job opportunity perfectly for international students. Okay, so let's go to location first. International students who during this graduate diploma of early childhood, they will study in Hawthorn campus 1 day a week on Monday. And this 1 day a week face-to-face, it usually starts from 4:30 and it finishes around 8 or 8:30 p.m. Only 1 day a week, students have to go into the campus. Yeah. The other 2 days, they study at home online. There are placement components required for this graduate diploma, and Swinburne will find you the placement. Okay. And there are opportunities for international students to attend placement with pay. Okay. And now we have the partnership with 𝐸𝐴𝐧 UK. So this is basically a recruitment agency to provide this the supplement or emergency educator, meaning the educator in childcare gone sick. This agency will send students in, or the supplement educators in to work on the day to cover the shift, and therefore our international students could get paid internship opportunities throughout the course. The entry requirement of this course is basically quite straightforward. You need to complete a bachelor degree in Australia or equivalent to Australian bachelor degree. Most bachelor degrees around the world equivalent to Australian standard. English requirement of IELTS 6.5 with no less than 6, and we do accept PTE result. Now, if the student completed an Australian bachelor degree in Australia in the last 5 years, they are deemed to meet the English requirement of this program. Therefore, they can take the PTE IELTS if they wish to, but they can use this completed Australian bachelor degree in Australia within that 5 years duration to propose as the criteria of meeting the English requirement of the program.
Awesome. So very good. Just to put everything together. So graduate diploma of early childhood education is available with Swinburne University. Obviously, you have to complete a minimum of bachelor's degree in Australia or equivalent if you're offshore. The English language requirement is overall 6.5, no less than 6. Correct. And a 1-day physical class. The 2 days are online classes that you can be at home and attending those classes or anywhere else. But 1 day is only on Monday, which is from 4:30 evening. Correct. That's awesome. This is so good because a lot of international students are keen on studying these courses and they don't have all the detailed clarity on this. This is again one such program that you may study.
And one thing I need to add, actually 2 things. Thing number 1 is the scholarship is also applicable to this program. So students can get up to 30% scholarship for this 1-year course. And if you meet the criteria for 30% scholarship, the tuition fee will be just over $21,000 a year. The second thing is that international students who are holding like when they do this program, they need to know that the course is also accredited by 𝐸𝐴. So 𝐸𝐴 is very important for international students to get their participation recognized for their future plan. Yes.
Awesome. So the course is recognized. You do get paid internships. Wow. What else do you need now? I think it's covering pretty much everything. Bringing back to only my last question for Swinburne, Kristy, is what are the support services Swinburne provides for students, be it, career counseling or mental health support in terms of tutoring, because obviously they need extra support when they do certain kind of courses.
Absolutely.
They are from non-cognitive background. So what will be the support services from Swinburne?
So I'm very proud of Swinburne University of the level of support that we have for international students. I was an international student myself, and back in the old day, I think international students' population is not as as large as it is right now. And in Swinburne University, we have different clubs to look after students, even for sport clubs for international students and academic clubs that connect our students and provide support in academic support to tailor and display your assignment in a way to maximize your marks, and you be connected to people who actually did the unit previously as a champion, academically, so they can give you the free support with academics assignment, English support, maths, anything that you need in that variety in terms of like skill set. Yeah. To help you success in your degree, we have that in place, and that all that support is free. You can walk into the campus and speak to someone for 10 minutes for chat, or you can make a 30-minute appointment, and all this service is actually free to make sure that students are well supported academically to ensure that support and success in the degree. We also have free counseling services. Most international students have to have all international students have to have OASC, which is a private insurance that you pay for in advance already. So you can just bring your card into the campus if you feel a bit unwell, you feel like you're a bit down, just feel like homesick, especially for international students who just arrived in Australia. You can walk into the campus building and you can present a card, and you will see, you'll be able to see a professional counselor or doctors that can help you and ensure that you are having like mental support or any medical support if you require.
Yeah, this is actually so good, because I know a lot of international students, they come across and they go into homesickness, and they struggle a lot with mental health, and this is something. So there are a lot of services available with Swinburne University and even other providers, and I think it's just a matter of being approachable to those universities. And Swinburne has got amazing programs, amazing facilities when it comes to helping and supporting international students or even local students, and I'm sure people are utilizing this. Kristy, I think I'm pretty much done with my questions here now. I have a couple of questions from our online platforms. Now, Chris is asking, hi, Kristy. First of all, nice to meet you here. He's saying, good to know more about our university. Thanks for sharing. And Vishal, he is asking, 2022 pass out student eligible for admission. Now, I think he's asking for offshore. So let's say if he has completed I'm just assuming because he hasn't given more details in the question. 2022, if he's completed his high school, for example, or let's say bachelor's, is he eligible for the admission?
Okay, so because for my end, I'm mainly looking after onshore applications. However, given that you already took the time to put the question here, I'm happy to share you a little bit about the general process of offshore applications in terms of how admission viewing those like offshore applications. The way it works, usually they convert it, depending on the qualification you completed, face-to-face or in person, the region where you complete a qualification from, because as you know that there's so many like qualifications around the world, depending on region and where from, and whether you actually attend it in person or face to face. And when you say like completed, one could be completed with 50% one could be completed with 90% average mark, and depending on the course, that they want to go into. So they have different ranking. But overall, if you want to go in a postgraduate degree and you complete a bachelor degree, I don't see why. I mean, it's quite common that they usually get into the postgraduate or high level of qualification, because that's how immigration view international student interest to go overseas and study. However, there might be a bit of a question around during the gap. What have you been doing? Have you been working in related fields? So if anything that you're doing to add in your profile in terms of your interest of working in the field and academically wise, then that will enhance your chance of getting an offer and visa. Of course, as a university, we don't view the visa, but we have the responsibility to view the pre-screening process until admission before we make you an offer.
Sure. Vishal, you can contact our team for further information, because I know there are a lot of other aspects that we have to look into it. As Kristy said, that any documentation, any supporting documentation can definitely help you escalate your applications. And similarly, we just have to look on which year did you complete, what did you complete. There are no gaps. If the gaps are there, that has to be explanation. So what were you doing and all, but this can be sorted. So please contact our team. Kristy, I know Swinburne has really high success ratio when it comes to international as well. So can you talk a bit about it?
In terms of what, sorry?
In terms of international visa grants, when they apply for the visa offshore?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, for visa offshore portion of visa success, we are actually, I don't have all the data with me as of, because I'm looking mainly onshore students already in Australia. But the last time I checked, or I've been informed, we actually rank quite highly in terms of positive visa approval for students coming from around the world, technically, or especially in South Asian region. We are having quite good visa positive outcome.
Awesome. Yeah, I know personally that Swinburne has got really.
You would have more better ideas than I do. You have Aussizz Group have massive volume of applications conversion from offshore. So I'm sure that all your students, you'll be pre-screened and ensure that they get the best outcome in terms of visa for arriving in Australia.
Exactly. We literally tailor-made solutions and give courses according to their situations and everything. But yeah, there's a very high ratio with Swinburne University when it comes to application. First of all, thank you so much, Kristy. I think we're done here with all the questions. To all the viewers who have been viewing this session live, thank you so much. And those who are going to watch it later, you are still, feel free to please post your questions in the comments, and we'll still get back to you with any questions that you may have. Thank you so much, Kristy, for being part of this live.
Thank you. Thank you, Aayushi. And thank you everyone for your time and watching the streaming. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Aayushi from Aussizz Group. She's amazing, and I'm sure the team will give you the excellent services. And
thank you so much, Kristy, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Thank you. My pleasure. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
See ya.